Hey you, welcome back to the I Learn Therefore I Am channel. Today we are going to see learning web pages in RemNote with Incremental Everything plugin. If you already used SuperMemo for incremental reading, you may miss that web import feature where you can at once import many internet sources that are open in your browser. In SuperMemo, after importing, you can do extracts of the material you want. These extracts will be independent units that you can change, preparing it to make later flashcards. See, let's say we will like this. And then I will make a flashcard that will look something like this in SuperMemo. I had these independent pieces, but whenever I want, I can click here and open the original source. And the question is there a similar flow in RemNote using the Incremental Everything plugin? The answer is yes. You will probably need to use RemNote Clipper, that is an extension of Chrome. And we have here the same 3 web pages that we have in Windows for using with SuperMemo. And to, let's say, import or just make incremental website, all you have to do is to open the Clipper, click Edit in the side panel, and as soon as it opens, you will make it incremental as you make any other rem in your collection by using Alt-X or Alt-Shift-X. Using Alt-Shift-X, you will already put your priority, let's say 42. To keep your knowledge base organized, you can already move this website somewhere in your collection. You can use Ctrl-Alt-M. You will search, let's say, meta learning, or press tab to use the hierarchical search. If there is a fitting category, I'll select. If not, I can create one. Command Enter. And now I have already it in the right place. To make the other web pages incremental as well, you do the same procedure. That's it. The same for the third web page. As simple as that, you already have these 3 web pages as incremental rems in your knowledge base. Now I have these 3 web pages incremental. If you want to read them even today, you can use the reschedule command and put 0. In SuperMemo, it would be add to outstanding. And okay, whenever you go to your queue, you see sometimes the incremental HTML appearing to you. You see this button here, open URL, flashing. It means that this incremental rem, whose name is here, Nicholas Luhmann Wikipedia, this incremental rem is an HTML. Instead of this interface here, you can have a more flexible one. If you click here, it will open the browser. Make sure you have as default browser Chrome so that you can use the RemNote Clipper. And now you can make your reading, and whenever you want, you can select the passage and add note. You will see here in this side that you already have an extract. Look that this extract is not incremental yet. you have to use the option X to make it incremental. If you prefer to preserve the links, you can just Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to do the same thing, but keeping the hyperlinks, and make it incremental as well. You can go as far as you want, then you can go back to the page you are and click Next. You see flashcards intermingled with your incremental rem. Now you see here the Zettelkasten. You can do the same procedure. Open your URL and use the Edit Inside panel. You can here make extracts the same way. Remember making them incremental. You can go back to the queue. Depending on the content of the website, if it's basically text, you may decide to use the reader interface itself to make your incremental reading. If you do so, you will use this interface much like if it was a PDF. Let's say we are reading here. We find this section of the text important. You have some alternatives, both involving making first of all a highlight, and now you can toggle incremental. That we will open a pop-up for you to set the priority. Let's say 30. Now you can see that the color has been changed, meaning that it is an incremental rem that will pop up just like this, just in this interface afterwards. Another possibility is to use the Create Incremental Rem button. We can see here that he will show the advantages of using a fixed numbers for linking instead of a hierarchical organization. He lists 3 advantages. Everything is interconnected, so we will make just one highlight of all this content. Now we can use this second puzzle button named Create Incremental Rem. This feature allows you to extract PDF highlights or HTML highlights into standalone incremental rems, organizing them under any parent in your knowledge structure. Let us see how it works. We click Create Incremental Rem, and now a parent selector will show up. This parent selector will show all rems that have this PDF or HTML as source. In our case, we have just this one. You can select it to create the incremental rem directly under this rem, or you can create a parent holder. Let's say we'll call this linking system. Okay, now you can press enter again. A pop-up will ask for the priority, let's say 34, and that's it. If you click over the highlight again and go to notes, you already can see in the reference of this note this rem that has been created. If you go here also to the preview document, we can see in the notes of this document, that has an HTML source, a parent holder that we just have created, and the highlight itself created underneath here. 2 things happen automatically. A new rem is created under your chosen parent with the highlight test plus a pinned reference to the source. Second, an incremental status. You can see that this is an incremental rem. You can see this left border in the green color. You can see the incremental here, and that priority has already been created. So you have transformed an excerpt of a website or a PDF into text that will go to your editor, and the next time you see it, it will be much easier for you to edit or reorganize and make flashcards of this excerpt without losing the reference to the original material. If you continue reading and decide to make another extract, this location will be saved. You won't have to choose every single time. The last one will be saved, and you can just press enter to create the rem and bring the priority you want, and that's it. Now let's see how these highlights will appear to you in the queue afterwards. You can see here one of those highlights that we did use in the create incremental rem. You will see in a isolated card view. You can choose to see this way or view in context. Maybe you will realize this is not the best place to edit, but it's very easy. There is a note here saying to you use the preview function, and here you have a lot of flexibility to do whatever you want. Let's make this thing here, preserving this pin. We know that it is a kind of a list, so let's make this a RemNote style list with the 3 rem. Now we start the process of reducing the complexity of this excerpt of text. Now let's break the advantages itself that we now put under 3 bullets. Let's separate it from the original extract. We will process it later. We can even make it incremental. And we will rephrase this. Okay, now I have a simple phrase here. Fixed numbers abstracted from any content-based order relying on the entire structure enable us to reach a higher type of order. Well, now it's easier to digest. I could make a close deletion here, or let this process to the next repetition. Now it's enough. So I have rephrased, I have broken the complexity, I made another incremental rem for be tackled in the future, and even made a close deletion, a flashcard here. More than enough for the first contact with this material. I'll press next. Now you're going to see another fragment. Let's do the same. Reduce the complexity of it. Always preserve the references, these pin references. I'll make this second phrase context independent. I'll let it to be tackled later, and that's it. Next time we'll keep processing it. Tomorrow, when I go back to the incremental reading process, I'll start seeing my flashcards. This one is about fixed numbers, who recalled or not. And I'll proceed processing my extracts. Remember that we keep references to use when we need more context. In RemNote we have already the hierarchy here to give us context. If we need more, we can hover over the pin to see the entire paragraph. And if we need even more, we just click here and RemNote will open the highlight in the context itself so that you never lose the track of what you are studying. Thanks for being with us in the I Learn Therefore I Am channel. I hope you have learned how to use RemNote and Incremental Everything plugin to read web pages in an efficient, intelligent, and incremental manner. See you!